Hello friends! Today I'm going to share with you a simple kitchen-based trick to revive weak orchids, especially those with yellowing leaves and rotting roots. As you can see here, the leaves are yellowing and starting to rot. That's usually a sign of overwatering or root problems. The roots themselves feel quite soggy and mushy, which means they're no longer healthy and can't absorb nutrients properly. Overall, this orchid is clearly stressed and struggling to survive. But don't worry, we're going to give it the care it needs to recover. Let's go ahead and gently remove these yellow leaves. They're not helping the plant anymore and can actually attract pests or disease. By taking them off, we're helping the orchid focus its energy on new, healthy growth. Now let's cut open the plastic orchid pot so we can check on the condition of the roots inside. As we look closer at the roots, you'll notice that most of them are either dark green or turning black. There's no sign of that healthy silvery coating that orchids usually have. These roots feel soft, almost mushy, and some even peel off when touched. That's a clear sign of rot. When orchid roots start turning black like this, it means they've been sitting in too much moisture for too long. Maybe the potting medium didn't drain well, or water was trapped. I'll start by removing all of the old moss medium and replacing it with fresh moss. Repotting like this gives the plant a brand new environment and, more importantly, it gives me a chance to really inspect the roots and treat any issues before they get worse. Moss is great for retaining moisture, which orchids love, but over time, it starts to break down. It gets compacted and dense, which means less airflow to the roots. That creates the perfect place for bacteria and fungi to grow, especially if the moss stays too wet for too long. By removing the old moss, I can improve aeration and prevent those conditions that lead to root rot. Plus, with the roots exposed, I can carefully check each one. If I find any that are mushy, blackened, damaged, or shriveled, I'll take care of them right away. That helps stop the rot from spreading to healthier parts of the plant. Next, I'll rinse the entire plant under clean, running water. After trimming away any damaged or rotting roots, this rinse helps wash off any leftover dirt, debris, or decaying material that may still be clinging to the plant. It's a simple step, but it really makes a big difference. Washing the roots thoroughly not only gives the plant a clean start, but it also removes any bacteria, fungi, or old growing medium that could cause trouble later on. If those harmful organisms are left behind, they can continue spreading and affect the plant's health, especially in a new potting setup. Now let's take a soft, clean cloth and gently pat the plant dry. We're not rubbing it harshly, just lightly dabbing the water off the leaves and around the base. This step helps prevent moisture from lingering too long on the surface, especially in those little crevices where water can hide and lead to rot or mold. Let's trim off those rotten roots. If we leave these damaged or rotting roots as they are, they can seriously slow down the plant's ability to grow new, healthy roots. So what I'm going to do is carefully trim away all the parts that look mushy, dark, or lifeless. By removing these, we're helping the plant stop wasting energy trying to support something that no longer serves it. I have created subtitles in multiple languages. Please select your preferred language. Comment below and let me know which country you are watching from. It's amazing that we can connect from all around the world. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to support me. and never miss any orchid care tips. Instead, it can redirect all that energy and nutrients into producing strong, fresh roots. And these new roots will do a much better job at taking in water and essential nutrients from the growing medium. This simple step, cutting away the old to make space for the new, can actually speed up recovery after repotting and give the orchid a really solid foundation to bounce back. Prepare baking soda. One teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda is actually a really gentle and helpful thing to use when caring for orchids, especially when the plant's been struggling with fungus or bacterial spots. Pour 1,000 milliliters of water. Stir the solution. Soak it for 15 minutes. After about 15 minutes, once all the nutrients have had time to dissolve into the water, we're just going to give it a nice stir to make sure everything is evenly mixed. Place the plant into the solution to soak. Soak it for 20 minutes. We'll just use about 3 grains of rice. Here, not much, but that's enough. Rice naturally contains small amounts of minerals like magnesium, phosphorus, and a bit of nitrogen. Pour 500 milliliters of water. Stir the solution. Soak it for 20 minutes. After soaking the orchid in the baking soda solution for about 20 minutes, we'll gently lift it out and let the excess water drain off naturally. After about 20 minutes, once the nutrients from the rice have fully dissolved into the water, we'll give the mixture a good stir to ensure everything is evenly combined. Then, we'll strain the rice water through a fine mesh or sieve to remove any leftover solids. This helps us get a clean liquid solution. It's easy to use, whether we're spraying it on the leaves or soaking the roots. Prepare monosodium glutamate, MSG. 1 spoon of monosodium glutamate, MSG. What's interesting is that MSG contains glutamic acid, which is a natural amino acid. When used in small amounts, it can help support nutrient absorption in plants. For orchids, this can slightly improve how roots take in elements like nitrogen or phosphorus from the growing medium. Pour 500 milliliters of water. Now, let's gently place the plant into the solution to soak. Since the roots still have open wounds from trimming, this is actually the perfect time for the plant to absorb nutrients more effectively. The components from rice water, MSG, and baking soda are more easily taken up through those exposed areas. Soak it for 15 minutes. After about 15 minutes, once the plant has had enough time to absorb the nutrients, we'll gently take it out of the solution. Using ground cinnamon, just regular kitchen cinnamon, we're giving the plant a natural barrier. Cinnamon has strong antifungal and antibacterial properties, so it works almost like a first aid powder for orchids. When we gently apply it to the wounds, it helps to seal them off and dry them out without being harsh or chemical-based. It's safe, effective, and doesn't interfere with the plant's natural healing process. It's also worth noting that unlike synthetic fungicides, cinnamon doesn't damage nearby healthy tissues. It just quietly works to keep harmful microbes away. So this step is not just about healing, it's about prevention too. A healthy healing process now sets your orchid up for strong root growth and less risk of rot after we replant it. Just make sure the wounds are dry before you apply it, and avoid overusing it, especially on areas that don't need it. Soak pine bark in a baking soda solution. Soak it for 20 minutes. After soaking for a full 20 minutes, the baking soda has done its job, helping to clean the bark and draw up bacteria or any lingering pathogens. It's a gentle yet effective way to sanitize the growing medium without using any harsh chemicals. Now it's time to fill the pot with pine bark. But before we do that, it's really important to create a good foundation for drainage. So I'm placing a loose, breathable layer at the bottom. This could be larger bark pieces or something soft and airy. What this does is help the water flow freely through the pot, preventing the roots from sitting in excess moisture. That's super important, especially for orchids, because their roots like to stay moist, but not wet or soggy. Don't forget to add a layer of moss on top. This step is more important than it might seem. The moss helps maintain surface moisture, which is especially helpful for newly potted orchids or plants that are still recovering. It acts like a natural mulch, preventing the top layer from drying out too quickly, while still allowing air to flow through. After just 4 weeks, from what was once a wilted orchid with no leaves left, we can now see 2 fresh new leaves starting to grow. They're still small and tender, but clearly healthy and firm to the touch, a good sign that the plant is slowly recovering. The color is a soft green, not overly bright, which is normal for young leaves at this stage. The roots are also showing promising signs. You can see several firm green root tips starting to push out, which means the plant is actively growing again. Some of the older roots that we trimmed earlier have dried and sealed well, and they're no longer mushy or discolored, a clear indication that the infection or rot has stopped spreading. Let's give the plant a light mist of moisture now, just enough to keep the environment slightly humid, not soaking wet. After another 2 months, the leaves have grown noticeably larger and longer. They've taken on a healthy, vibrant green color and feel much firmer to the touch. This is a good sign that the plant is actively photosynthesizing and absorbing nutrients well. The consistent care, from proper watering to balanced nutrients, has really helped the leaves develop more fully. Let's take a closer look at the roots now, and you'll notice some clear improvements. The roots have become firmer, with a nice silvery green appearance. This coloring is actually a good sign. It shows the roots are hydrated and functioning well. There's no blackening or mushy texture, which usually indicates rot. Instead, the roots feel firm to the touch, and that means they're healthy and actively growing. What we're seeing now is a system that's not just surviving, it's working. These roots are efficiently pulling in water and nutrients, which support everything else, from leaf production to future flower spikes. Healthy roots like this also mean we can expect better resilience against changes in temperature and humidity. And that's it for today's Orchid Care Update. Thanks so much for watching and joining me on this journey to healthier, stronger plants. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a tip. Drop a comment below to share your own orchid stories or questions. I love hearing from you.